while the rest remain in federal shelters. The Trump administration has reunited just more than half of the 103 immigrant children under the age of 5 with their parents.
The administration is now racing to meet a July 26th deadline to reunite more than 2,000 older children with their families.
Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke sets new fundraising records in his campaign to take down Senator Ted Cruz. And embattled FBI agent Peter Strzok faces tough questions from Texas Republicans over his anti-Trump texts.
Your words to me prove your bias. Your attitude proves your bias. Your arrogance proves your bias. And I think you're protesting too much proves your bias.
I'm Chance Storlin with your Express Briefing for Friday, July 13th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. And get each day's top news and sports headlines delivered to your inbox at expressnews.com/newsletters. President Donald Trump's administration has reunited just more than half of the 103 immigrant children under the age of 5 with their parents, though the rest remain in federal shelters for various reasons, including for safety concerns or because their parents have already been deported. The government's announcement came Thursday, 2 days after it missed a federal judge's deadline to reunify the youngest category of up to 3,000 children who were separated from their parents at the southern border under the administration's crackdown on illegal immigration. Here's the AP's Rita Foley with more.
These were very young children, under 5 years old. Just over half of them, 57, have now been reunited with their families, but others have not. The Trump administration gives a variety of reasons for that. The parents have been deported, have criminal histories including murder and human smuggling, or are not actually the children's parents at all. The administration faces a second bigger deadline 2 weeks from now, by which it must have reunited more than 2,000 older children with their families.
El Paso Democrat Beto O'Rourke, the underdog challenger to Republican U.S. Senator Ted Cruz, recently burnished his grassroots credentials by completing a tour of all 254 counties in Texas. But even more impressive are his fundraising credentials, raising a staggering $10.4 million in the past 3 months. The figure is more than double the $4.6 million reported by Cruz, a former presidential candidate and Texas senator defending his seat in November. The cash haul for 3-term Congressman Beto O'Rourke lays down a marker in a Senate race that has already brought national attention to Texas, a state that hasn't elected a Democrat to statewide office since the Clinton administration, with O'Rourke now enjoying a substantial cash advantage over Cruz, whose large lead in the polls appears to be tightening with less than 4 months to go before the election. In all, the two candidates have raised more than $47 million, a total of about $23.6 million apiece, and are on pace for the most expensive Senate race in the Lone Star State's history. And Thursday, embattled FBI agent Peter Strzok deflected accusations of anti-Trump bias in a heated hearing on Capitol Hill, with a pair of Texas lawmakers, Democrat Sheila Jackson Lee and Republican John Ratcliffe, staking out opposite sides. Strzok, whose anti-Trump text messages sparked contention with the president amid Robert Mueller's ongoing investigation into the 2016 presidential election, testified before 2 House committees for the second time, with only Thursday's hearing on Capitol Hill making its way to national television. But the hearing on Capitol Hill turned more into a brawl between Republican and Democratic lawmakers, who disagreed on Strzok's central argument that his text messages inserted no bias into Mueller's probe about whether Russia interfered in Trump's election. The AP's Ed Donahue has more.
Strzok read some of the text during the hearing.
What the F happened to our country, Lise?
Texas Republican Louis Gohmert brought up Strzok's affair with the person who got that text, a former FBI lawyer.
When I see you looking there with a little smirk, how many times did you look so innocent into your wife's eye and lie to her about Lisa?
Mr. Strzok says his opinions about President Trump and others had nothing to do with his work.
At no time in any of these texts did those personal beliefs ever enter into the realm of any action I took.
Strzok says Gohmert's comments about his personal life say a lot about the congressman's own character.
And that's your daily San Antonio Express News briefing for Friday, July 13th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. I'm Chance Dorland.